By now you probably know Rick Wershe is Michigan's last remaining juvenile non-violent drug offender who's still behind bars.
29 years later, he might be closer than ever to tasting freedom. Defender Kevin Dietz shows you the key players and what needs to happen for white boy Rick to be freed.
Rick Wershe could walk out of prison a free man immediately if the right politicians said that's what they wanted to see happen and, more importantly, took action. There is a simple solution to ending white boy Rick Wershe's incarceration. All it would take is a first step from any of these elected officials or the state of Michigan Parole Board.
Every second, every minute, every hour, every day is an injustice. People need to act now.
It's a fight every day. You have peaks and valleys. I have good days and bad days.
Now, based on my reading of the briefs,
Wayne County Judge Dana Hathaway has said she will resentence Wershe. She called him into court last September to do that, but prosecutor Kim Worthy objected. Now, Worthy has had a change of heart, telling the defenders she's now reconsidering her position. Local 4 legal expert Neil Rockine says it's a good first step, but to truly do the right thing, Worthy needs to take one more step.
The fastest, quickest way, if Kim Worthy has changed her mind, is to go right back to Judge Hathaway.
There are procedural rules that would require the prosecutor, the judge, and Wershe's attorney to make the appropriate filings, but Rockine insists it could be done within days, and Wershe could go free. And then there's the governor. He's been asked to overrule the state parole board and release Wershe, but he's refused. Now that Kim Worthy is no longer an obstacle, Governor Snyder could act immediately.
If the governor said he's out today by 4 o'clock, Rick Wershe walks out of prison at 4 o'clock.
And finally, there's the parole board. They are not obligated to look at Wershe's file until 2017, but the 10-member board that has rejected Wershe's release time and again over the past 29 years can call for a hearing at any time. It's completely at their discretion. This week, Mayor Mike Duggan, who wrote a scathing letter in 2003 telling the parole board not to release Wershe, told the defenders a lot has changed since then.
The prosecutor's office, when I was there, made a recommendation in 2003 based on the amount of time he served in 2003. And now it's Prosecutor Worthy's job to decide in 2016 what's appropriate.
Could that be what it takes for the parole board to move immediately? If Wershe were arrested today with the same amount of cocaine, he would serve 11 years, and possibly half that, considering he has worked as a secret informant helping police lock up dozens of dirty cops and drug dealers. With Worthy and Duggan out of the way, there's no opposition to his release. But will anyone with the power to free Wershe take action?
If the decision has been made that Rick Wershe should be out of prison, then for God's sakes, get the guy out of prison.
I was stupid. I regret every day. I look at what drugs doing. It's overwhelming and the people dying from it. Yeah, I'm remorseful.
Rick Wershe's attorney and the local 4 defenders will be reaching out to the prosecutor, the judge, the governor, and the parole board to see if any of them are willing to take proactive steps to help write the final chapter in the story of the legend of white boy Rick. Kevin Dietz, Defenders.
He's closer than ever before. We'll just have to see what happens.
How many times has Wershe felt like he was closer than ever
That's
before?
True. That's true.